are things that trigger LEGO Marvel fans, Part 21! LEGO Marvel is an iconic LEGO theme. They made sets like the Daily Bugle, the Sanctum Sanctorum, a modular Avengers tower, and best of all, the X-Men mansion. Oh, wait, those last two never happened. What did they make instead? Mechs. More and more and more mechs. There have been 9 mechs ever since I last made a video on these. So let's take a look at them. Why does Spider-Man need another mech? Actually, why does Green Goblin need a mech? I can't comprehend why LEGO made a mech for Green Goblin. Honestly, there should have been a glider. Oh yes, and there are stud shooters. This is like the 3rd or 4th or 5th time they made a Spider-Man mech. I've honestly lost track. These two don't even need mechs, despite its concept. I actually think it looks good. I mean, come on, it looks like a goblin. And this Spider-Man mech is alright. It's probably the best one, until LEGO makes another one. Plus, the minifigures look decent. They just don't have printing on their legs. That's an unfortunate downgrade. Which is weird because the last one LEGO made for Spider-Man, it had dual molded legs. And the only other way to get this minifigure is by getting the Daily Bugle, which is $350. Yeah, it's expensive. Why? Well, if Spider-Man is gonna get another mech, then so should Iron Man. I think this is actually decent. I really love the color scheme. Also, they're using this Iron Man helmet. Don't get me wrong, this Iron Man suit looks really good. It reminds me of a suit from Iron Man 3, but I think this is based off the comics. I think this helmet design is outdated. And for those wondering, yes, you can replace this helmet, but we'll get to that in another episode. For now, he is Iron Man. Here's another hero that I can't comprehend needs a mech. Black Panther. I don't get it. T'Challa is the king of Wakanda. He has one of the most powerful suits ever. And he needs a mech? I don't get it. I think it'd be very distracting if that screen was blocking your view. They could have at least had a printing on it. And for some reason, in my experience at least, these pieces keep breaking. One of my favorite mechs is Wolverine's. Finally, after so many years, we finally got an X-Men set. But still, why does Wolverine need a mech? His entire skeleton is made up of adamantium, and he has healing powers. He is one of the most powerful X-Men of all time. The only reason I see Wolverine needing a mech is if he's somewhere in Ohio. Despite the inconvenience, I still like this mech. I think we're still waiting for an X-Men mansion. Hopefully it happens one day. Well, out of all the Marvel characters, I never thought we would get one for Ghost Rider. I mean, he has the penance stare, and he was able to take down Galactus with that power. Ghost Rider's mech is honestly plain. They also got rid of the knee joints, and same on the arms. I don't get why they did that. It's unfortunate this doesn't have a lot of articulation. Some might argue this bike is oversized, and that's fair. At least the bike is good. This mech could have been better, and in the end, this is a new concept. It will take time to get used to. Why does Hulk need a mech? The minifigure is fine, but it's Hulk. The Incredible Hulk. And you know what Hulk does? Being indestructible. Well, except that one time with, that Hank Pym episode in What If? Well, Hulk's not entirely indestructible, but, you know, he's the Hulk. What will Hulk do with this mech? Smash? Oh, actually, never mind. I'll just pretend this universe is where Hulk isn't so indestructible. One of the mechs that I actually think works is Rocket Raccoon's. He's really good with technology, so it works. Unfortunately, this minifigure of Rocket doesn't have a tail. Why? Why does Thanos need another mech? Okay, I'll admit it. This is a good mech. It's the cheapest way to get the Infinity Gauntlet. But it's Thanos, the Mad Titan. I say this a lot, but he is inevitable. At least the double-bladed sword is alright. I wish this minifigure had dual-molded legs, but I guess I can tolerate this minifigure. This is kind of better than the first Thanos mech, but unfortunately it has limited articulation. I just don't understand why it's like this. Well, some mechs can be confusing, downright random, or repetitive. Very repetitive. Some can actually be good, even if it is a remake. Some Marvel fans actually do like the mechs, so they're here to stay. So, what other Marvel character can they give a mech? I don't think we'll get a Deadpool mech. They can make mechs for anyone like Gwen Stacy, Doctor Strange, even Batman. Wait, what? They can even make a mech for the Scarlet Witch. I mean, think about it. It makes a lot of sense. Just like Moon Knight, Galactus, Mr. Fantastic. Hopefully in the future, LEGO makes a mech for someone that hasn't been made into a minifigure yet. It has potential. When are these guys gonna get mechs? When? And why? Here are things that trigger LEGO Marvel fans, Part 22! This is Thor's hammer. It's a very detailed set. For a hammer at least. Plus it's from the Infinity Saga. And look, we got Thor. Again. But based on the first Thor movie. Compared to the first Thor minifigure, a lot has changed over the years. Well, except Mjolnir, it's been the same since 2012. Why? I really feel like at this point Mjolnir should have had more detail, and not look so gray. Honestly, Thor's hammer should be silver, with a brown handle. At least the handle is brown on the UCS set, but the hammer is still gray. There could have been at least runes or markings on the hammer, and maybe a more durable strap. Despite that, the hammer is still mighty. There's also a display stand for the hammer, with bits of lightning of course, and relics from Odin's vault. The Tesseract is oversized again, the Eternal Flame is small, and the fake Infinity Gauntlet is the wrong hand. It's the one that Thanos uses. I know LEGO did make one for the Nano Gauntlet, which was the right hand, so LEGO should have used that one. I just don't get it. Maybe Odin secretly had the Infinity Gauntlet, and tried to use it to bring all the 9 realms together. Well, that's just a theory. A really complicated theory. And Odin's gone now, so we'll probably never know. Hopefully in the future we get an Asgard set. I want to see Heimdall, Odin, another Hela minifigure, even the Destroyer. I can't be the only one who remembers that. I think it would be a great LEGO set, just like I would like to see an X-Men mansion, which I don't think is going to happen for a very long time, so... oh well. But still, why are they using this Infinity Gauntlet piece? Why? Did anyone get this accessory set? Well, I did because it had Korg, and Meek, who finally has his robotic suit. It's also the cheapest way to get this Thor minifigure. Same with Valkyrie. Oh, and another Chitauri, who is doing his best to impersonate Captain America. What even is this thing? I don't even recall seeing this in the movie. Well, it was a huge battle, so I guess this makes sense. Well, it has a stud shooter, so let's see if it works. And it does. Overall, this set is alright. It's a very good set, with minifigures that are accurate to the movie. Okay, now let's talk about Thor Love and Thunder, the latest Thor film of the MCU. Yeah, it's okay, but there were some good things about it, like the LEGO sets. Oh wait, there were only 2, such as Attack on New Asgard. Only, there is no New Asgard, just 3 minifigures, and this thing. Sure, it's a simple $20 set, but why call it Attack on New Asgard, when there are no buildings for New Asgard? At least we get the main characters. I like the Thor minifigure, but he's missing the helmet. I guess the CGI wasn't enough. It was great to see Jane Foster return as the mighty Thor, and I really like this minifigure. But why is it using Black Widow's head? It doesn't even look like Natalie Portman. It makes no sense. But gore. Wow, they butchered this minifigure. This is one of the most disappointing minifigures of all time. I get what they were trying to do with All Black the Necro Sword, but it should have been a brand new piece. To be honest, Gore from the comics is much better than the film. And Gore is definitely not a ripoff of Kratos from God of War. Okay, now let's look at a better set from Thor Love and Thunder. The goat boat is a really fun set. Of course, we get 2 goats. While the interior is small, at least there is one. As for the minifigures, we get these guys again. Korg is awesome as always. And this minifigure of Valkyrie is much better. I wish she appeared more in the film. Whether or not you like the movie, you gotta agree this set is good. It's too bad it's the only good one. There should have been more than 2 sets for Thor Love and Thunder. There should have been a set with Thor and the Guardians of the Galaxy. They really hyped these guys up in the movie, and they're only in it for like 5 minutes. We could have had different Thor minifigures, and not just this one. Another missed opportunity was having Zeus as a minifigure, as in the Marvel version of Zeus, not the DC one. Yeah, they're pretty different. But still, why didn't we get Zeus? Or Eternity? Having 2 sets doesn't feel like enough. That's how it is. Thor Love and Thunder may have not been my favorite film, but there was value to the story. Thor has a new family, a child named Love. Oh yeah, that's right, there's no minifigure of Love yet. But you know who else needs a minifigure? Hercules. A worthy opponent for Thor. That's what the MCU is trying to hype up right now. But then again, it's gonna be years until that happens. But still, when will Hercules get a minifigure? When? And why? Here are things that trigger like a Marvel fans, part 23! Let's talk about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. When you think about the multiverse, there are infinite possibilities. Almost anything can happen. So imagine a film like that, directed by Sam Raimi, the same director who made a film about this guy. I think he made 3 films. It's just like a horror film. The concept of a Marvel horror film sounds like a great idea. So how does the Multiverse of Madness work as a horror film? Well, there are some things that work, and some things just got out of hand. It's kind of strange. Yes, I know that sounds like a pun, but hear me out. The film is called The Multiverse of Madness. Out of all of these dimensions these 2 pass through, we only visit 2. They could have at least explored 2 more dimensions. Perhaps a universe where Thanos wins. We could have revisited the Sam Raimi Spider-Man universe. Maybe a universe where Hydra won. A dimension where we finally figure out why is Gamora. How does all of this relate to LEGO? Just think of all the possibilities that LEGO can make sets out of, like an X-Men mansion. But above all, more sets for the Multiverse of Madness. This is one of 2 sets promoting the Multiverse of Madness film, Gargantos. Something like this is really terrifying. I mean, just look at that. It just stares at you. It's just very creepy. At least there is some articulation. For $30, we actually get very good minifigures, especially the main characters. But you know what is strange? On the box, it has the CMF version of Wanda, which isn't entirely accurate to the movie, but we did get a minifigure of that Wanda, but we'll get to that soon. Also, this isn't the comic book version of Gargantos. It's actually Shuma-Gorath. In the comics, Gargantos is actually a villain for Namor, which is a whole nother story. So why call this Gargantos? Why? The other set we got was the Sanctum Sanctorum. It's also a set for Avengers Infinity War. This set is honestly really good. And there's a lot of great play features. And a lot of stickers. Just so many. Why? But in the end, it's a great modular building. Something I think all fans of LEGO can enjoy. And then there are the minifigures. Of course, we get Doctor Strange again because that makes sense. Wong is missing hair. And somehow, we have Squidward. At least he doesn't look uncanny like his original minifigure. He's missing hair. Where's Squidward's hair? And what about the leg printing? They should have included Cole Obsidian as well. The Spider-Man minifigure is actually really good. It's actually one of the most detailed Spider-Man minifigures of all time. I know some people don't like the new Iron Man helmet, but this is a really good Iron Man minifigure. Apparently, there was a rumor that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Superior Iron Man was going to be in this set. I didn't really believe it, but that would have been awesome. If only they were in the movie. No, seriously, why wasn't there an Iron Man in the film? They finally introduced the Illuminati, and Tony Stark was a member of that group. Just imagine if we got Superior Iron Man. Superior Iron Man is like an evil version of Tony Stark. Just read the comics. But hey, it's still a possibility that he can show up one day. Maybe one day. No, seriously, when is he gonna show up? When? And why? Carl Mordo is actually the only member of the Illuminati we got as a minifigure. Wait, Carl? He's just missing leg printing. And yeah, there's also Captain Carter. And this is from another dimension we saw in What If. But I guess it counts. We need a set of the Illuminati headquarters. I really want to see Mr. Fantastic, Captain Marvel, and Professor X. Even Black Bolt would be mind-blowing. That's just another possibility that we've never seen yet. To be honest, this Wong minifigure could have been better. Why is he bald? I guess very short hair is not possible yet. I prefer this one from the Bricktober set. But let's talk about Wanda. It's not one of the best minifigures. The printing on the crown is better, but it still looks weird that way. It's also missing arm printing and leg printing, and a waist cape. I don't get why they use these towel pieces. I just don't get it. Well, at least we have one, but this is still better, minus the crown. Finally, there are the other alternate versions of Stephen Strange. Zombie Defender Strange, and Sinister Strange. Honestly, they're very good minifigures, but this one is inaccurate. Why is his outfit blue? It's supposed to be black. Plus, where is his shadow cloak? This had potential to be one of the best zombie minifigures, but then again, things just got out of hand. Why? Others think there should have been more minifigures, and I somewhat agree. We could have gotten the Ancient One, Dormammu, or the guy that Mads Mikkelsen plays. We could have gotten more Illuminati minifigures. And what about Christine? Cole Obsidian or Bruce Banner? Well, at least we did get Bruce Banner. Eventually. The Sanctum Sanctorum should have had 15 minifigures. Whether you like the Doctor Strange films or not, I think we can all agree that it does add a lot of mystic elements into the MCU. And depending on your outcome on how good a movie is, I guess you can expect so much to happen in the multiverse. There are still more films to explore in the multiverse saga, and a bunch of TV shows. I think we can all agree that the Sanctum Sanctorum set is really good. The next story that Doctor Strange will be in will be very... Okay, I'm tired of saying strange, but... what's another word? Peculiar. But still, when are we going to get more sets for the Doctor Strange films? And why don't we have Christine yet? Why? Here are things that trigger LEGO Marvel fans, part 24! Let's talk about Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I'll get straight to the point. It's as good as Spider-Man No Way Home. And even better than Phase 5. I know we just started, but not a good start. But that's for another episode. Anyways, when this film came out, I was a bit worried. There was definitely a lot of things going on in that film. But in the end, it was a great tribute to Chadwick Boseman. We only got 3 sets for Wakanda Forever. Oh, and there's a 4+ set, but nothing really special. I'm also going to save this Black Panther bust for another episode, so stay tuned for that. Let's take a look at the most affordable set. The throne is alright, and we get this random submarine, and the minifigures are almost perfection. However, Shuri's minifigure is inaccurate. This outfit she has doesn't even appear in the movie. Atuma is actually a very interesting minifigure. Too bad he barely appears in the movie. And finally, after so many years, we finally got Namor, or Namor as he's called in the movie. Why is he missing facial hair? This minifigure is so good, but he's missing his facial hair. Why is that? This could have been the best minifigure of all time, and I say this because I'm a huge Namor fan. This really could have been better. Hopefully Marvel gets the rights back to Namor, so he can appear more in the MCU, but then again, that will probably take years, so... Why? Anyways, let's move on to Shuri's son Bird. Most Marvel sets are just random, but at least this is based off the film. It's a typical set, but it gets the job done. And we get good minifigures. We get Shuri and Atuma again. Honestly, we could have gotten Namora, or even Doctor Doom. Oh, wait, he doesn't appear in the movie. Yeah, there was a rumor that he would appear in the movie, but I guess that wasn't true. I didn't really believe it, but that would have been awesome. It was great to see Nakia again, but the hair is inaccurate. It should have been much longer, but I still like this minifigure. We also got Ironheart for the first time. She's definitely an underrated character. While the hair is inaccurate, I think this is a great minifigure, and I definitely look forward to a new TV show, whenever that comes out. Finally, we have the submarine set. And wow, this set is really expensive, and it's inaccurate. There's an opening cockpit in a submarine. While we do get good minifigures, they could have been better. M'Baku is actually great. He's just missing leg printing. Same with Okoye. Ironheart is okay, but I don't like the Iron Man helmet. Oh, and Namor is here as well. The biggest letdown is Shuri's Black Panther minifigure. Not only is it missing arm and leg printing, but they're printing the mask on the head. I really feel like it could have been its own molded piece. It would be a great benefit, but I guess not. It's very disappointing. Just, why? I really feel like we could have gotten more sets as well. Maybe a set with Shuri's mom. We could have gotten Killmonger again. Or something to set up Doctor Doom. Oh wait, and who is the guy that Martin Freeman plays again? I'm just saying we could have gotten a minifigure of him. Or even Val. Despite their flaws, these sets definitely have meaning. The overall film is very meaningful. Something that's severely lacking post-Endgame. I understand not all films are perfect, but it's definitely important to honor those who have taught us something very valuable. This film was a great tribute to Chadwick Boseman, and even though he's gone, a new generation of heroes will look up to him. And that is one of the best things Marvel can ever teach. Wakanda forever. Oh, yeah, and one more thing. When is Doctor Doom gonna appear in the MCU? I really feel like he should have been set up by now. When will Doctor Doom appear in the films? So we can get Lego sets based off Doctor Doom and the Fantastic Four. When? And why? Here are things that trigger Lego Marvel fans, part 25! This is an Iron Man special, so let's check out the Iron Man armory. For $90, wait, $90? Oh. Wow. Yeah, it's pretty expensive. And there are some mixed opinions about this set. It's mostly just a section of the armory, with some other side stuff, and so much more. There are a lot of minifigures, but these ones already come in other sets, and some that are actually much cheaper than this set. That still doesn't look like Pepper Potts. Honestly, since this is based off Iron Man 2, we should have gotten Black Widow and Happy Hogan. We finally get Whiplash. This is a character fans have always wanted, and it's actually really good. Well, it's using that Iron Man helmet, and it sorta works, but still. Why? The Iron Man minifigures are good, and even War Machine. I lost the original one, so having an updated version of this is much better. As obscure as the Mark 25 Iron Man suit is, I think it's okay. Wait, why is the Mark 85 suit in this set? Tony didn't even make this suit yet. These timelines are so confusing. You also probably noticed that the Iron Man helmet is different. It looks pretty oversized, like a Stormtrooper helmet. There were definitely mixed opinions about this helmet. Some people like it and some don't, because we're used to the original one. I think it works for the nanotech suits, but not the Mark III one. There's also other references to other suits, including the Silver Centurion. If only I got that minifigure back in the day. Honestly, I feel like there could have been a different set based on Iron Man 2. Like the final battle, it could have been a great diorama set, or even Tony's mansion. That would be great. Just like the possibility of an X-Men mansion set. But what do we get instead? More Hulkbusters. Well, we get one every single year now, so it's not surprising. At least this one's based off Infinity War. Yeah, there's a bunch of stickers on this set, but it's actually very detailed. And we get a great minifigure of Bruce Banner. Okoye is the same one from the Black Panther set, and the Outriders are the same ones from 2018. Just like I mentioned last season, they don't even look like their movie counterparts. I thought they would be updated by now, but I guess not, so... Why? There's also this Iron Man figure, and at least it has a light-up brick. Here's the 2018 Hulkbuster set. Ultron edition, by the way. It has its own display stand, which is a sticker, and has a bunch of stuff that, honestly, I didn't really expect. I like the Iron Man minifigure. It's too bad we don't have an updated one. This isn't the most perfect Hulkbuster, but it's tolerable. And then there's the $550 UCS Hulkbuster. Yeah. I can't even say why. I have never seen a set get so much criticism ever. Many are critical about the design. Some don't like the minifigure. I guess you can say this triggers LEGO Marvel fans. And since we all know why, I'll just say this. I like the potential of a UCS Hulkbuster. It's barely close to its full potential. I know a lot of people would expect this to be movie accurate. Sometimes creativity is limited. It's not the best UCS set of all time, but this, along with trial and error, can lead to something better, and that's why LEGO is so creative. But then again, fans always want to get Iron Man minifigures, especially the Silver Centurion. I mean, seriously, I never got the chance to get this minifigure. When can we get the Silver Centurion again? And why? Here are things that trigger LEGO Marvel fans, part 26! After so many years of waiting, we're finally getting Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. We only got 4 sets for this movie, which is kind of surprising. We usually get 1 or 2 sets. Here's the Guardians of the Galaxy headquarters. For $10 wait, $10? Oh wow, that's pretty affordable. But honestly, this set is pretty basic. It's probably not going to appear in the movie. Plus it has stickers. At least we get Star-Lord. But that Groot minifigure looks very uncanny. The best way to describe this minifigure is, I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot! Here's Baby Rocket's ship, which is probably not going to be in the movie. At least we have Rocket and Baby Rocket. This is a pretty strange ship. I get it, it's Marvel. There's also stud shooters, which I haven't reloaded yet, but it can do this. What confuses me about this set is it can fit 2 minifigures inside, both Rocket and Baby Rocket. Is that supposed to be a spoiler? What if Baby Rocket is a clone of Rocket? I don't want to get into theories, but if this is true, then this set is a huge spoiler alert. I hope I'm wrong, but if I'm right, why? In addition, we have Star-Lord's helmet. It's just $80. That's a little bit too much. I would have liked to see hair on the top, because it looks strange without it. Plus, it can hold office supplies. Why? Probably for convenience. At least there are no stickers in this set. Finally, we have a ship that looks like Mr. Beast's logo. It's probably not going to be in the movie. Oh. Wow. Although it can't fit all the minifigures inside, this set is honestly good. As for the minifigures, I'm pretty mixed about them. For a start, we finally have Adam Warlock. I don't think he'll be in the film that much, but at least he's in the movie. And the minifigure is good, although the leg printing is very disappointing. As with the other minifigures, they're reusing the same outfits, and the heads are the same from the advent calendar. Well, minus Nebula. I'm still disappointed Mantis is the same after all these years. That head does not work at all. But at least this Drax minifigure is still good. Unlike this guy, we're also missing a lot of characters too, like the High Evolutionary, Kraglin, Cosmo the Space Dog, and even Gamora! Why is Gamora? I get not every single set is going to be a spectacle like the movie. Regardless of the outcome of this movie, I definitely enjoyed this trilogy. To think these guys were very obscure, became instant icons is really astonishing. And while not every single set from Guardians of the Galaxy is perfect, everything is awesome when you're part of a team. Oh wait, that's the main message in the LEGO movie. In a way, those 2 films have the same message. But then again, why is Gamora? Why? Here are things that trigger LEGO Marvel fans, part 27! This was going to be an episode based off Ant-Man sets. The thing is, we don't have that many Ant-Man sets. I guess you could say we have a small selection of them. Okay, that pun wasn't very funny, so... Why? LEGO has made a few sets based off Ant-Man. From this set, and that set, and even a minifigure of Hank Pym. The only set I do have is this, the Quantum Realm Explorer. The set was okay for $20, but the minifigures were disappointing. I already talked about them, but just to recap from Season 1, these helmets could have been done better. I don't understand why it's like this. Why? The 2015 set is really expensive, for a lot of reasons. And so is this, even though it's easy to build. I did have the Hank Pym minifigure, but I got rid of it. Yeah, I know. Why? And finally, we have a buildable figure of Ant-Man. I honestly can't say why. I can't believe this is our only Quantumania set. It's not bad. It's just that helmet. Plus it's based off Quantumania. I'll admit, I did not like the movie, nor do I care if we get more Quantumania sets. But I do understand people did like the movie, and that's great. Some would really like to see more Quantumania sets. And more minifigures too, like Cassie, Kang the Conqueror, Bill Murray and the guy from Fortnite. Wait, what? We could have had a set based off MODOK. Oh wait, never mind actually. Whether you liked him in the film or not, it would have been a great LEGO set. But for now, I don't see LEGO making more Quantumania sets for a while. And that's about it. Well, since we're still here, let's cover the rest of the buildable figures. They're kinda like Bionicle, but with LEGO pieces. Here's the Spider-Man figure, and it's definitely good. Although the shoulder connection is very strange, and the Spider logo is printed on 2 pieces. It looks so weird that way. But then again, he's Spider-Man. Here's a buildable figure from Miles Morales, and it's very similar to Spider-Man, along with the same issue for printing. I don't know why it's like this. Why? Some think the Venom figure is very good, but honestly it's a bit weird. it's the printing on the head. It just doesn't work for me. The latest figure is Captain America, and some fans are pretty divided on this. I think it's good. The printing for the head is very faded. It's always like this. At least we have a Wolverine buildable figure. He's based off the X-Men animated series. Does this mean we'll get an X-Men mansion set in the future? Probably. If not, then why? It's definitely good, but the claws are very oversized. The mask should have been one entire piece, and why is his head connected like this? Then again, it's still good, and I hope we get more X-Men sets. A lot of people like buildable figures, and some don't. Not all of them are perfect, but they're all unique characters. I guess they're here to stay. Maybe soon we're closer to getting more LEGO Bionicle sets, and they'll probably be just like this. If there's one thing we should learn in this episode, it's probably this. We need Ant-Man sets based off the comics. I know that sounds unlikely, but it should happen. Why don't we have Ant-Man sets based off the comics? Why? Here are things that trigger LEGO Marvel fans! The first Marvel CMF series was really good. Each minifigure had tremendous detail, and fans wanted more. And 2 years later, we finally got our second CMF series. But is it just as good as the first one? Well, that's debatable. For a start, the packaging is new. And I think we know what the reception was like. Personally, I think it's alright. And there are ways to know who's inside, if you have a good scale. As for the minifigures, we have more characters based off the MCU shows. Well, except for this one. We finally get Agatha, who should have appeared in the first CMF series, but it's still good. We finally get Moon Knight as a minifigure, and it is the best CMF minifigure of all time. And of course, we have Mr. Knight. And although it's simple, it's not that bad. We also have Hawkeye and Kate Bishop. I guess that was expected, but Hawkeye is pretty simple. Honestly, Kate Bishop stood out in the show. And this minifigure is good. This would have been a great time to get Kingpin as a minifigure. Or Spider-Man. Well, he didn't appear in the show, but fans speculated that he would appear, but he didn't. So we have no chance of getting this version of Spider-Man. I know that's kind of a stretch, but still. Why? We also have She-Hulk. I know the show wasn't that perfect, but this minifigure is so detailed. But then again, I would have liked to see Daredevil, but I don't think that's gonna happen, so oh well. Surprisingly, we have Werewolf by Night. Some fans are confused why we have this character, especially since he had a very short movie. I can understand why it feels random, but maybe they're trying to hype up the Midnight Suns, but I don't think that's gonna happen for a very long time. Regardless, it's still a good minifigure. We also have Echo, who's actually getting her own show. Well, the fate of her show is ambiguous right now, and this is the closest we'll ever know about it. For something that's not out yet, it's good, but I can see why it's random as well. Just like Goliath. He's going to appear in Season 2 of What If, and the release date on that is also ambiguous. I'm really not sure what to expect, but I look forward to it. But still, this is random. We could have gotten Ultron, Zombie Iron Man, maybe Killmonger or this guy, but worst of all, we still don't know why it's Gamora. Okay, I know that joke is old, but still, why? Last but not least, we finally have X-Men minifigures. We finally get our first ever Beast minifigure, the most perfect Storm minifigure, and another Wolverine. Don't get me wrong, it's a good Wolverine minifigure, but he already appears in so many X-Men sets. Well, the few that we do have, but I would like to see more X-Men characters. There's also the head of a Sentinel. Is this foreshadowing that we're getting an X-Men Mansion set? Probably not, but I hope we get one soon. So overall, this CMF series is good. But some don't like the packaging, some find minifigures completely random, and some aren't just as interested in MCU shows now. I will admit, I have low expectations for MCU shows now. I get people have their own expectations, but I don't want to see Marvel fail. Not everything is going to be perfect. This CMF series might feel random to some people. That's what it's like for all collectible minifigures. You can always pick whatever you want. You don't always have to be a completionist. As for the packaging, it's still new. It might take a while to get used to, but don't let it discourage you. Minifigures are very popular and vital to developing our creativity. It's up to you to decide what your adventure is going to be. That is all I have for now. So until then, I look forward to the next CMF series. Also, when are we gonna get Swamp Thing as a minifigure? Man-Thing. Sorry, I confuse those guys all the time. Why? This is the Season 2 finale to Things that trigger LEGO Marvel fans! 2023 was definitely something for LEGO Marvel fans. There were plenty of good sets, and others were just okay. So for this episode, I'm going to speedrun every single set that I haven't covered yet. For smaller sets, we got Captain America and Black Widow's motorcycles, and while they are oversized, they're good for what they are. Next we have the Groot buildable figures, and all I have to say is, we are Groot. Here's the hoopty from the Marvels. The movie was alright, and so was this, even if it is $90. But at least the Flurkins are good. Next we have a car from Miles Morales, and I think we all know why we got this set. That Morbius joke is old now, so I'm not gonna say it. This set is just good, but there should have been something for the Spider-Man 2 game, and why aren't there any sets for Across the Spider-Verse? Oh wait, it was a canon event. The Helmet series continues this year with a Nano Gauntlet, and Wolverine's Claws. I think it's good that we are getting more X-Men sets, especially now that the animated series is returning. But then again, This does feel random. There were also 2 diorama sets released this year, one being the Avengers Final Battle, and finally, the Spider-Man Final Battle. This has been the most anticipated LEGO Marvel set of all time, and I think it's what we all expected. We get really iconic minifigures, but some minifigures are lacking detail, some are inaccurate. Plus, where's the lizard? And what about Sandman? Well, his hand is here. And coarse, rough, irritating sand. Why? Well, not everything is in this set. At least you can make this meme. So in the end, I think a lot of fans can agree that this year for LEGO Marvel was definitely better than last year. However, things weren't entirely perfect. As much as I still like the MCU, it had its moments, but it wasn't that great. The only good movie this year was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and Season 2 of Loki was good, plus Across the Spider-Verse, and that's not part of the MCU. Some fans think LEGO Marvel won't be the same due to the current state of the MCU, and while I do understand what they're saying, there is some optimism. Not every film or TV show is going to be perfect, and not every single LEGO set is going to be perfect. There are times where Marvel is great. It may not appeal to everyone, but it will continue to live on with those who believe in the stories. And the same can be done with LEGO Marvel. When fans wanted another CMF series, they made one. When fans wanted a Spider-Man No Way Home set, they made it. And when fans asked for a modular Avengers tower, they made one. And it's truly a monumental set. Nothing lasts forever, but if we keep moving forward, LEGO Marvel will always be creative, and always inspire fans to be the heroes they dream to be, because that makes everyone marvelous. This concludes Season 2 of Things That Trigger LEGO Marvel fans. Thank you all for watching, and remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Oh, and one more thing. Excelsior! And